The local data company's latest shop vacancy report, Too Many Shops, was released this week to a packed reception at Ashurst's in London. The conference brought little comforting news for the high street, with a background of weak growth, rising costs, reduced returns for investors, and a lack of growth in consumer spend. Let's first take a look at the general outlook.
Vacancy figures on a national basis continue to get worse, although they're getting worse more slowly now than they have done in the past. The trend is still that shops are emptying and people are spending less. So the bigger question really is, what are we going to do with this hardcore of 20,000 shops that appear to be stubbornly vacant, and what should become of them in the future?
This fundamental picture isn't going to change anytime soon. So the big national chains are looking at fewer stores, getting what stores they do have in the right locations where people want to shop, where footfall is, and also technology is changing the way people shop very quickly indeed.
The GB average disguises some significant regional differences. Broadly, London and the South are at 12.7%, while Wales, the Midlands and the North see an average vacancy of 18.5%, with the worst performing region being the North West. But few are making general assumptions given the market conditions.
You can't say that the bigger shopping centres in the northwest in particular are doing badly, even though the rest of that region is. And likewise in the southeast there are plenty of places, especially satellite towns around London, that are doing appallingly badly. So I think it's largely following demography.
It's not about being in the right sectors, it's not about being in a particular type of location. It's more about the individual case in point. It's all about the specific location, the specific retailer and their proposition.
So what is the solution? There are some positives. Food retailing is growing on the high street, along with discount stores and alternative uses, from leisure centres to accommodation or pop-up shops.
It's really about making these town centres a place where people want to dwell and spend time. It's not just about shopping, it's about mixed uses, getting people back in and creating the magnet.
What you need is a mix, not just retail. You need an offer in terms of leisure, entertainment, family-friendly centres, and that takes a lot of imagination, a lot of work, a lot of responsibility for local authorities, councils to do the right thing, bring people together. That's why I like some of the recommendations from the Porter's Review.
At the moment we're having a kind of hiatus in planning, where lots of this empty space is being turned over to temporary uses, whether that's a local arts centre, a theatre company, a charity shop or some other kind of temporary occupant, in order to get rid of the business rates and just put someone in the building. And it seems it would be much more sensible to enshrine this in planning law and make it possible to make a permanent change to these properties.
With the report clearly highlighting the key economic and structural issues impacting town centres up and down the country, what's the future for the UK's high streets in the next 12 months?
I don't think that we can expect, anytime soon that there will be a nice, neat solution and we'll wake up one day and find all these properties full again. I think there is some real structural change that will need to take place.
We've got a market that's oversupplied. Supply exceeds demand, and the number of players in the market has to reduce.
Retailers signed, 25-year leases 23, 24, 25 years ago. They did it willingly. The fact of the matter is now what will affect occupancy in the high street going forward will be how willing they are to accept that the rents that they were previously getting are going to come down. And if they don't accept that, then we're going to see an increasing number of vacant shops on the high street as more leases expire and as we see more retailers go into administration or CVAs or liquidation or whatever.
The full LDC report, packed with additional content and unparalleled insight, is now available to purchase. See the LDC website for more details.